So another segment of Yakkin with you, Jagoff, and we are here with the host of the Fan Morning Show, Greg Giannotti. Greg, thanks for spending time. Clearly, we picked you up hitchhiking.
It's freezing in that studio. Have you ever been in there for crying out loud? It's like, it's a meat locker. So everybody says, why are you wearing your jacket all the time? And I say, you know what? If you stood in that studio for 10 seconds, you have icicles coming off your nose. Trust me.
Is that because they keep it cool for the heavyweights like Vinny and Cookie?
Yes, I think they do. They want to make sure that Vinny's temperature is cool, because when he starts sweating, it could be a major problem for everybody here in Pittsburgh.
Now, tell us a little bit first about how do you get in, how you started in radio, how you got to Pittsburgh. What's the path?
Well, I was actually a music education major. I was going to be a music teacher. I went to Ithaca College, and I was going to teach music, and I decided that was a terrible idea. And I love sports talk radio, and I grew up in New York, and I was in love with the Mike and the Mad Dog show on WFAN. And they got on TV, and I could watch it up on Time Warner Cable in Ithaca, and I couldn't get them on the radio at that time. It was before they were streaming online, so when I saw them on TV, it was like the old days. I could sit there and watch them like I used to listen to them when I was a kid, and it just hit me one day. I was cut in class, and I was watching them. And I said, I want to do that. I'm not happy. I want to be on the air. I want to do what they do. So the next semester, I started enrolling into some communications courses, then transferred back to Long Island to Hofstra University, and became a communications major, interned at WFAN, got hired there as a tape op, board op, producer, moved my way up, got a talk show there part-time, and then they flipped this station in Pittsburgh, and they said, if you want to do this, you have to show us you can do it full-time. And they sent me here, and I was thrilled, because I know that this is one of the great sports towns in America. So it was a perfect fit, and I've had a blast ever since.
Yeah, it's a sports town, as they would say here,
yes,
right? So,
absolutely.
So what's been your most memorable moment so far?
Wow, I mean, there's been so many. I think that, when we first got on the air, and then it sent, the Steelers ended up going to the Super Bowl that year. That was a huge deal, because that was it was 2010, that season, that run to the Super Bowl. Probably, the trips down to spring training have been memorable as a morning show. And then also with the Penguins, going to Game 3, Flyers-Penguins last year in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
That crazy game, all the goals, all the fights. That was nuts. So if I have to pick one of the three pro sports, it'd be the Steelers run to the Super Bowl, that Penguins-Flyers series, being there in Philadelphia, and then our trips down to spring training have been just tremendous.
We should probably do another Flyers game, when the wingers are fighting the wingers, the goalies are fighting the goalies, and then the air talent from Philadelphia, you guys just get out in the middle of the ice and start fighting.
Oh, we'd kick their ass. I'm telling you, those guys, man, they talk a mean game, but they're weak.
Now, here's, we're a hard, cutting-edge news organization.
Naturally,
yeah,
I can tell.
Yeah, and so we hear that we've investigated and found out you do some pretty good voices of the folks around town here.
Yeah, I try.
And so the first being, I love the Vinny and Cook stuff. I mean, I like you to channel in Vinny and Cook.
Cookie, I was looking at this website, you Jagoff. What'd you call me? No, I said it's a website. I'm not saying that you're Jagoff. What I'm saying is, and again, I'm saying that I'm looking at the website, and it's called you Jagoff. I can't believe you call me a Jagoff on the air. You're a Jagoff. I'm not a Jagoff. You're a Jagoff. Let's get to the calls. 412-928. Jeez, you don't have to yell so much. 93.7. It's Vinny and Cook on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. There you go. Those are the two of them.
That's absolutely. I know when I listen to it, it sounds like my two kids fighting at home.
Oh,
I feel like I have to call in and scold them and say, pipe down.
Those guys, they really do hate each other. That's the beauty of it. It's not an act. There's genuine emotion. There's genuine hatred between those two guys, and it makes radio gold.
Yeah. So look, and now Mike Tomlin's another one here. I sit there and I'm driving sometimes, and it's kind of have to pull over. I listen to you do the Mike Tomlin doing the weather. I think you heard him doing the weather.
Yes, that's right. There's a lot of cumulonimbus clouds out there that will create a cast of gray amongst the city. That's the thing about Mike Tomlin, is he'll never just say, hey, it's cloudy outside, So then he'll give you this big long answer, but if you ever ask him a yes or no question, then you're gonna have a problem. Like, for example, ask me a yes or no question with Mike Tomlin. This is what he'll do at a press conference.
Okay. Mike, do you think the Steelers will win on Sunday?
Yes! He'll never go into any in-depth answer there. He'll scream yes or no in your face. But then when it comes to all the other things, man, he'll go on for about 4 or 5 minutes with his Tomlinisms, only words that can come out of his head.
Now, who here at the station can imitate you?
You know, I don't know. I think they're afraid to because they know if they start coming after me, I'll come after them 10 times as hard. So I don't know. I think Jim Gracie at KDKAM, their program director, claims he has a Giannotti impression.
Is that right?
But I haven't heard it. I want to hear it.
Bring it on, huh?
Yeah, come on, let's
bring
go.
It on. Yeah. So now one more question. What's probably the biggest faux pas you ever made on the air?
Biggest faux pas that I've made on that's me repeating the question to think about it to waste some time, an old radio trick. You know, I'd probably say, you know, I cursed once by accident. Can you curse on the Jagoff?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Can I tell you exactly what I said? I was just talking, and you know, I said, boy, you know, the NHL things are going well. I mean, you got the Winter Classic, you know, you got the Penguins playing well, you got all sorts of shit, just like that on the air. And I said, what did I just do? So I had to dump the thing, but I was just having a conversation, you know, thinking that things were going well, and just, you know, dropped the S-bomb there. And luckily we have a dump button, so
nice.
nobody heard the thing. But yeah, that wasn't a proud moment.
Well, you know, I appreciate you taking the time. I say, why don't you just take us out? We normally find some way to get to a punchline of your Jagoff, but I say, can you just take us out of there? Tell everybody in a Mike Tomlin voice to listen to the fan morning show, your Jagoff.
You got to take your ears, you got to take your eyes, you got to listen to the fan morning show, and you got to do it on your Jagoff. You're a Jagoff, you're a Jagoff, you're a Jagoff, you're a Jagoff. No.